Lots of people are having trouble running Facebook ads and getting a good return nowadays, but not me. Hi everybody, I'm John Lincoln with Ignite Visibility, and today I'm going to tell you a formula to leverage the power of machine learning, audiences, first-party data, the best creative, and more so that you can get the best return for your Facebook ads. Let's dive into it. Before we get started, make sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can get more videos like this in the future. Okay, so let's start talking a little bit about machine learning. So really, once audiences, ads, and signals are working, you want to scale the program using machine learning and leaning on machine learning to better refine everything around the signals that you're giving to the algorithm. Start with a test around $800 a day. Pause it after 2 weeks if the metrics aren't looking good. But after 2 weeks, if the metrics are looking good, you're going to want to scale that, double it, $1,600 a day or more. Now you can think of that as the basic framework. Set up a campaign, let it run, see if it improves. After a couple weeks, if it's doing well, scale it. If it's not doing well after a couple weeks, pull it back. Lean into the machine learning or pull back on it based off of your results over at least a couple week period. Now let's talk about audiences a little bit. When you're thinking about your prospecting audiences, you want to think about things like gender, location, interests. What are those specific upper funnel targeting features that you can have in place so that you get in front of the right people? Keep in mind, Facebook also has B2B audiences now for the first time ever. While that's all great, in my opinion, the real power is not in the upper funnel, but really in the first-party data and the retargeting audiences. 90-day retargeting audiences for everybody who's ever been to your website. Website visitors by specific landing pages or the contact form. Uploading your email list and advertising to first-party data that you've segmented correctly. These could be people who came in through a basic newsletter sign-up or people who came in from as high intent of an area as filling out a conversion process, but not fully actually signing up to be a customer. You might also have an audience for people who are past customers. At the end of the day, you want to have well-organized audience data. And you don't want to have overlapping audience data within different campaigns. So break it down like this. Upper, what are your different upper funnel audiences? Lower, what are the different audiences that have interacted with your business in some way and or are first party data? Also, don't forget to exclude somebody who's a current customer. So when you're looking at this cold traffic, what do you really want to get out of it? What's a good indication of success? Well, it's really one thing when it comes to Facebook meta ads. And that is you really want to encourage click-through rate or engagement on your ads. Within the platform, anything that is getting clicked on or engaged on is seen as something that gets more visibility within the algorithm. Now, in addition to that, you want to watch your saturation point. Make sure you're not serving too many ads to somebody too many times. It's really going to turn them off. If you're serving ads to somebody 20 times in a month, they're not going to like you. They're not going to buy. 5 to 7 times? Maybe. Let's talk a little bit about creative. So when it comes to your upper funnel creative, you really want to have a story. What do you do? What makes you different? What's something that's emotional that's really going to stand out to somebody? Never underestimate the value of good upper funnel storytelling. In addition to that, if you can do a how-to and then framing your product or solution as the answer to their problem, that's very powerful as well. That being said, one of the things I'm seeing that works the best right now for Facebook or Meta ads is really customer testimonials. So if you can have social proof in short form video content and then have a call to action that's specific to that and you serve that to somebody over and over again, that messaging around your product or service from a credible third-party source really makes it so that people want to buy. Now, once they've been exposed to your brand through a how-to or through your personal brand story or a customer testimonial, also pro tip, a lot of times people like to advertise an article, and in the article they've been featured as winning an award or doing something great within the industry. That works pretty well. But anyways, after you've engaged them, what do you want to do next? Well, now you're kind of getting them into the lower funnel. This is really great time for a specific offer for urgency, to use influencer-focused ads that talk about how great your product or service is and offering a promotion, advertising a product review, and also the testimonials work good here. But the big change is you want to have urgency within the copy. Try to get somebody to be pushed over the edge. Oftentimes a discount or a deadline can be good here for certain brands. Keep in mind, for Facebook meta ads, it's all about the offer. Think about it like this. If you've got 100 people in a room, how many in those 100 people would raise their hand and say, yes, I want that? If it's over 20, 30, 40, you're in a really, really good spot. If it's 1 or 2, you probably don't have the right offer that's going out to the audience. So we've got an audience, we're running ads, we've got some creative, but what's the one thing that people don't pay enough attention to? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's the landing page. Facebook lead forms are fantastic because they're native to the platform. If you use them though, you have to integrate them with your CRM and make sure you're actually getting that data. Now on top of that, if you can't do Facebook lead forms or you just want to try a more customized approach, that's totally fine. In fact, we often see the video sales letter landing page doing very, very well. But regardless, make sure that your landing page specifically matches the ad that's coming to it. And if you're not running a split test on your landing page at least once a month and you're running over $10,000 or $20,000 a month in Facebook or Meta ads, then you've got an issue. You need to be always trying to get a lower conversion rate. So where are we at now? Is everything good? Well, it's not if you haven't done one other thing. And you probably should have done this before you even started this entire process. In fact, you definitely should have. I should have covered this first. And that is tracking. Let me explain. So Facebook has offline conversion tracking. This is really easy to set up with Shopify. It's an easy integration, but other additional CMSs also have their own ways to integrate with it as well. Regardless, you don't want to just be maximizing views or maximizing clicks. You want to be having the algorithm running ads based off of a true conversion to your business, and not just always somebody filling out a lead form, but if possible, a true sale, or somebody becoming an SQL, a sales qualified lead. Obviously, that depends on your business model. So we got tracking, we got landing pages, we got a lot of stuff going on, right? Is everything good? Not really. You need to be monitoring this on a weekly basis. And in my opinion, you need to have a consistent weekly program to make sure that it self-improves. Would you like to hear it? Good, because I'm going to tell it to you right now. So in week 1, that's a really good time to look at overall reporting, strategies, and budgets for the month. What's your monthly report look like? What do your insights look like following the last month? Is there a report on MQLs, SQLs, or revenue that comes directly from these Facebook ads? And you want to ensure that all campaigns are tracking and optimizing for any final sale correctly, and that they are moving in the right direction for your ROAS goals. Now in week 2 for a program like this, you really want to be reviewing your creative. You can't just have the same creative running. I can't tell you how many times people come to me, they've been running the same creative for years, and I look at it and it's old and it's stale and nobody wants to engage with it. You need to be much more nimble than this. So in week 2, you want to look at your creative click-through rate, your conversion rate, your engagement rate. And then you also want to pause your worst ads and then phase in some new variations for different ads. I cannot tell you, I review thousands of ads a year, and some have such a better click-through rate, conversion rate, and lead to so many more sales than others. Tens of 20s of percents in some cases, maybe even more. Roll out some new creative once a month. Now in week 3, I like to use this opportunity for the following. You're going to want to do a competitor ad review and look at the competitor insights. You also want to review landing pages for bounce rate and conversion rate, and you want to look at conversion rate by mobile, desktop, and location. Not enough people take the time to actually look off platform and look at Google Analytics and think about how their Facebook ads are coming into the actual website and how the website landing page is actually converting. If you've got a mobile conversion rate of 1% and you can move that to 6%, it's a huge change. At that point in time, make some recommendations to test. Now let's talk about week 4. This is a good time to take a look at your audiences, right? I mean, you've reviewed insights, creative, and landing pages, so the audiences are one of the last thing. Now, when I say audiences, I mean looking at that within the Facebook publisher, but then also looking at that within Google Analytics or any third-party attribution tools that you might be using as well. How are each of your audiences converting within the Meta system? How are your first-party email audiences converting? How are your current customer audiences converting? How are your past customer audiences converting? How are your prospecting audiences converting? What do you need to change? Is there an audience that you need to tweak? If so, do that. Don't forget, you need to watch these campaign level items. Pacing. Confirm whether pacing is on track and meeting daily spend targets. Goals. Are you currently heading towards the right lead and revenue goal for the month? How's your delivery health? Are you getting in front of enough prospecting audiences enough times? Are you testing audiences? Are you testing creative? And then when it comes to the actual website, do you have calls to action? Do you have the right tech stack? Are you doing the 7-second test on your landing pages? Do people know who you are, why you're different, your key differentiators, and is there a call to action right above the fold? I hope you enjoyed this on running Facebook and Meta ads. Honestly, if you do these things and you understand how to work within the publisher platform, and on top of that, you can come out with a great offer. And as a bonus, your offer's got scarcity, maybe a guarantee, and a lot of people want to raise their hand when they see it inside of the feed, you're going to be in great shape. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. I appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.